heard that before, but it so fits that your journey, the journey that Judy just talked about, her journey, the little girl, your journey, no matter what it is, think about what your journey is from birth all the way to now, has been about one thing really. You know what that one thing is? It's love. It's about finding love within you. That's what it is. It's finding your wholeness. This whole hero's journey that we're talking about, what we talk about every week, is about finding the wholeness that you are, and we do it through so many different ways. And we go through obstacles, we go through pain, we go through joy, we go through all of it, but it all boils down to finding who we really are, that connection with Source, that love that we really are. And sometimes for many of us it takes the most incredible pain of our life. It takes obstacle after obstacle. It takes love after love, everything, you know, that you go through to find who you really are. And when you find who you really are, you see it in everything and everybody. And your life changes. So it's all about love, no matter whatever we talk about, and it shows up different for everybody else. You know, I asked my family and whoever I was, when I was working in the talk, you know, I said, well, what is it you're searching for in life? I'm going to ask you that. You know, you don't have to shout it out or anything, but just think about it. You know, what is it that if you could ask for anything, what would it be? You know, somebody said sex appeal. And, they were kidding. It wasn't me. No problem. But the truth is, you know, even that, whatever it is in your life, there's bottom line. If it's wisdom, if it's inner peace, what it is. Mine, I think, what I see myself, I want to get up, I want to feel a passion every morning for what I do. I want to feel that. But underlying all of that is the power of wholeness and love of who we are. See, all of those things are just qualities of love. So we're searching for love, and that's what this whole idea of Dorothy on the yellow brick road. We're Dorothy on the hero's journey. We're on the yellow brick road, and then along the way, you know, we come across the field of poppies. We come across the obstacles. We come across the times when we want to numb out. And boy, you were right on. You know, you used alcoholism. I go into depression. You know, put the covers under my head and don't want to come out. You know, we all have our stuff. You know, we're really too brutally honest, I think, sometimes. Oh my God, these are your ministers? One's a reformed alcoholic, the other one goes into depression. But the truth is, all ministers do this. They just don't tell you, right? Because we're all on the journey. We just all have different ways of dealing with it, you know? And the truth is that if you're not honest with who you are, you can't face it. Because it's our obstacles. It's our obstacles that make us who we are, that we get past, that we get to embrace and say, wow, you know, I came this far. You know, and I think we've done good, girls, so there. So that's a good thing, you know. But I love this, okay, obstacles. Obstacles in Tibetan, there's a Tibetan word called parshe, which means it cuts our process off, right? Our progress, not process, our progress. So we're along the spiritual path, and all of these obstacles come along. You know, everybody's got a different obstacle, right? You know, and these are messages, and they're signals for us that say, hey, you know, you're off the path a little bit. You know, wake up, you know, see what it is, and get through it. And guess what the biggest obstacle is? And of course, it's the same thing, like there's only love, and then under love is the wisdom and, you know, the passion and everything. But the obstacle is fear. Always, it's fear. The goal is love, the obstacle is fear. And fear takes on so much stuff. It takes on the alcoholism. It takes on the numbness. It takes on the putting your, you know, head over in the covers so that you don't want to get out of bed. You know, what form? So I'm asking you, what form does your fear take? You know, everybody takes something different. What is yours? You know, you know what your passion is. You know what your search for love is. Now, what is your fear? Because that's what we have to look at. Is it judgment? Is it depression? Is it negative thinking, anger, gossip, whatever Judy mentioned? Because it's a unique, and nobody can tell you, and you don't have to shout it out, you know? Because we all have it. You don't have to be ashamed of it, right? You know, this is what we chose. We made our little agreement to incarnate into this little life of ours, this incredibly big life of ours, I should say. You know, we chose these obstacles so that we could bring it on, so that we could, you know, realize our wholeness and realize this incredible depth of who we are. Now, this is what I think Thich Nhat Hanh says this, and I loved it because everything happens first, you know, on a mental level before it's actually on the physical level. That's part of, you know, of what we talk about all the time here. It says obstacles occur when we create an unhealthy mental environment from negative actions, okay? What we say or do creates energy, a vibration that attracts them. As we create more obstacles, we start to grow more individualistic. Okay, so more obstacles that come to us, the more we're in this negative mode of thinking, we get in this little, we've created an ego. We've created an individualistic way of being in the world. You know, just me against the world. I don't need anybody. You know, and many of us are this way. And I was this way too, you know, it's my family and me, you know, we can do it. We don't need community. I love that you spoke about that, because this is so huge, and I know it more than ever, is that we need each other. Wow, do we need each other ever? But what happens is we live on the surface when we don't realize we're connected, right? We don't really realize that you and I are the same person ultimately, you know, that we need each other so badly. You know, that we get preoccupied with our own self-interest and self-fulfillment. And think about in your life, and I'm not judging because we're talking of all of us, we worry about our stuff so much. Oh, me, I'm this, I'm that, you know, and it gets to a point where it's all about me. All about me. Our life becomes me. My own personal fulfillment. I got to do this class and this class and this class. I got to read this book so I can get fulfilled, so that I can do this, right? So the spiritual journey in itself can become the obstacle. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Right, and I say that because many of us, that's happened to. You know, I got to get better. I got to get better because it's me. When my answer to that is, okay, you know, that's true. You know, we do want to get better in here. But we get better by serving, by reaching out and being there for each other and realizing that we are one and that we are community. And community is so huge, more than I've ever known before. I don't want to live on the surface. And I did that myself many times, where I couldn't live deeply because I didn't want to go deep enough. I didn't want everybody to know me. Now everybody who knows me knows everything about me. You know, that's all I talk about. It's the only thing I can talk about, right? Because that's the only thing I know, you know. But before, Judy talked about the busyness. I think I jumped from activity to activity to activity, you know, and doing that, it seems like your life is full and busy, but there's an emptiness if you aren't connected to your soul, to your own wholeness. There becomes an emptiness, the numbness. And so it's for each of us to find that oneness and then be able to connect, and you do that by reaching out, by being with other people. And I'll tell you, you know, we've talked about this a lot lately as we're going to be moving to our new place. We talked about what we want to create there. What do we want to do there? You know, what's our intention? Of course, this is always going to be our mission and our vision. But what it's about is creating community for each other so that we can evolve together, so that we are so connected that there will be groups. We're talking about getting groups together. You've been connected with a men's group, with a women's group, with a singles group. We're talking about everything so that somebody new for the first time can come and go, and I did this. I've been to churches going, oh, how do I connect? I kind of want to, but I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to do it. We've got to create, and if you have ideas, come and talk to us, a place where people walk in for the first time and they're ready and they want to be with each other. We need to know how to do that, and we're going to create that over there. And I think we do somewhat here now too, you know, but not perfectly. We need to do it better, you know. So what's best for the whole? That's what I'm talking about, is that when we evolve, you know, when we are able to reach out to each other, we say, what's best for the whole, not just me. See, when we live this obstacle of individualism, it's just us, we're not able to say, make a choice of what's better for all of us. It's about what's best for me. What should I do? It's about me. And I read this thing about, I don't know how it went down, but it's something like a Japanese skater during the Olympics, you know, fell down, right? She fell down, and her first response was that she disgraced her community, right? That was her response. Okay, it happened to an American, and his first response was, there goes my endorsements. Okay, so the idea being there is, see, there's kind of a difference, and that's what I'm talking about, the difference between worried about yourself and how much money you're going to make, than to the community. How do we affect the community? Community is huge here, more than ever before. You know, when we realize that we are so connected. Here's what Thich Nhat Hanh said. What's your true home? What is your true home? He says, we talk about a wave, but does a wave really have a home? When a wave looks deeply into her, he uses her, okay, not him. When a wave looks deeply into her, she realizes the presence of all the other waves. When we are mindful and living fully and deeply each moment in our daily life, we may realize that everyone and everything around us is our home. You are my home. You're my home. Do you understand? That's more important than any physical, thing that you can get from the outside. It's the feeling of home within. A wave looking deeply into herself will see that she is made up of all the other waves and will no longer feel that she is cut off from anything around her. See, when we have this sense of community, when we really get it, and this is an invitation for you if you are on the sidelines, to go in deeply, go to a class and have the guts to say who you are, let people see you and get connected. Because what he says here is that we cut off everything around us and we don't get connected. We don't get connected, And I know that this idea of feeling small, and I can speak from experience, that I cut myself off a long time ago and came to realize that I needed to grow my circle. Does that make sense? There was a few friends that I had, and there was my family, and that's all I felt like I needed. It's not that anymore. I need you. You understand what I'm saying? And you need us, all of us. We need each other. And that's what this is about. This whole idea of obstacles. If you're going through junk in your life, numbing out, crap in your life, then reach out and get connected with community. It's so important. It's so important. The antidote to obstacles is always through connection. There's two ways, and I'm getting late on time, but it's through connection, reaching out, which I talked about, and it's about being mindful. It's about appreciating your life where you are right now, finding in your life the joys, the blessings, and Judy spoke about that. Whatever you have going in your life, even though there's the negative end, find the blessings that you have in your life. It's so key here, Whenever you have obstacles, see the goodness. See the goodness that you have along with the obstacles. So, what are the signs? What are the signs that we're progressing on this spiritual path? How do we know we're getting better? You know what the Buddha says? You know life is better when you would rather have peace than drama. And you know how it feels inside. When you're better, you know it. When you are better, you know it inside. It feels better. And when you're not better, you know it too, because it feels in there. So that's the journey. Each of us have chosen the journey uniquely that we're on. And our journey is to connect with the source of love that is in each and every one of us. We all have different journeys, but at the end, it's the same thing. It's the love inside of each and every one of us. And that's what we're to wake up to. It's perfect the way it is. And the truth is that we're there already. Do you know that we're perfect, whole, and complete already? And this whole journey is just realizing it. It's just realizing it. And that's my prayer for each and every one of us, is that we wake up to that realization. Thank you.